What if everything you knew about Napoli this season is only half the story? What if there's a secret plan, one that Antonio Conte has been carefully putting together behind the scenes? Napoli isn't just fighting to stay in the title race. They're building something bigger, something different. And if this leaked blueprint is anything to go by, Conte isn't just here to compete, he's here to change everything. This is way more than just tactics. It's a complete shift in mentality, a new way of playing, a Napoli that could dominate for years to come. So what exactly is Conte planning? And how is it already shaping the way Napoli plays? Let's break it all down. Stick around, and if you're enjoying this deep dive, make sure to like and subscribe. It was only 2 seasons ago that Napoli finally ended their 33-year wait for a league title, and they had Luciano Spalletti to thank for it. The 66-year-old Spalletti is now the head coach of the Italian national team, and ever since his exit from the club, Napoli have been on a roller coaster, going through 3 different managers before finally landing on Antonio Conte to lead the team into a new era. Conte had been out of work since his explosive exit from Tottenham in March 2023. Before that, he built a reputation as a top-tier manager, winning league titles with Juventus, Chelsea, and Inter Milan. He also picked up 2 Supercoppa Italia titles with Juve, an FA Cup with Chelsea, and even had a stint in Italy's national team coach between 2014 and 2016. When he arrived at Napoli, he walked into a mess. The team had just finished a disastrous title defense, ending up in 10th place with a massive 41 points behind champions Inter Milan. On top of that, key players like Kim Min-jae, Piotr Zielinski, and Victor Osimhen were on their way out, making the challenge even tougher. And the season didn't start any better. A loss to Verona on the opening day summed up a chaotic summer, with Conte even making a public plea for new signings. But since then, he's slowly started shaping the team in his own image, bringing structure and discipline as he looks to get Napoli back on track. So what has he done differently? For those who know, Napoli's success isn't surprising in the context of Conte's managerial career. The former Juventus man is the greatest Italian coach of his generation, having won titles in both Italy and England. The 55-year-old is a natural-born winner, a perfectionist whose sheer force of will makes him one of the most intimidating figures in football management. And ever since he's taken over, Conte has had to rebuild Napoli from the ground up. Not just tactically, but also mentally. For a squad who finished 10th just after lifting the league title the previous season, they sure needed someone to uplift them mentally, and if there was someone who could do that job, it was Antonio Conte. Conte isn't just a tactician, he's a mentality monster. And you can tell by the way he's been able to bring lifeless teams back to life. From his time at Juventus, Chelsea, and Inter, he transformed teams who suffered in all departments the previous season to champions the following one. And that's because the Italian doesn't just coach football, he coaches attitude, hunger, and obsession with winning. From day one, he instills a relentless mindset in this squad, drilling into them that every game is a must-win. Every point matters, and there is no room for complacency. He's a manager who pays attention to the tiniest details, from tactics to training intensity, even down to the diet and lifestyle of his players. Nothing is left to chance, and that level of discipline is showing on the pitch. Napoli no longer plays like a team that finished 10th last season. They play like a team that believes they are champions. One of the clearest signs of this shift came in the 2-1 comeback win against Parma. Napoli found themselves trailing but refused to accept defeat, fighting until the very last minute to turn the game around. After the final whistle, the entire squad huddled together in celebration with their arms wrapped around each other, showing the perfect image of the unity and determination that Conte has instilled. This is La Grinta, the signature Conte fire that has turned Napoli into a team that never backs down. And with this kind of mentality, it's no surprise that they are in the title race even after losing plenty of star players coming into the season. But aside from prioritizing a mentality shift, Conte has radically changed the team's style of play. Under Spalletti, Napoli played an exciting, high-energy, high-intensity style that made them one of the most entertaining teams in Europe. But as exciting as it was, it also took a toll on the team, as it left the squad physically drained and unable to maintain that level over the long haul. The new-look Napoli under Conte, on the other hand, is all about structure, discipline, and efficiency. Where Spalletti encouraged freedom, Conte demanded control. How do you turn a solid defense into an unstoppable attack? Conte's answer: tactical adaptability. The man from Lecce started off with his signature 3-5-2 formation, using 3 center-backs for defensive security and wing-backs for width. But as the season progressed, he has switched to a 4-3-3. In this system, the back four stays compact with fullbacks pushing forward to support both phases of play. The midfield trio controls transitions while the front three apply pressure to force mistakes and exploit gaps. When building from the back, Napoli is structured in a 1-4-2-4 shape, with the goalkeeper playing a key role in distribution. The defenders spread out to provide width, while midfielders and forwards position themselves smartly to recover second balls. Wingers start wide but drift inside, creating an overload in midfield. Up top, Lukaku and McTominay act as target men, linking up with onrushing midfielders. As Napoli advances, their shape morphs into a 1-4-2-2-2, creating a fluid and unpredictable attack. The midfield double pivot keeps things stable while the attacking midfielders operate in pockets between defenders, constantly moving to open up passing options. Conte's system thrives on positional rotations, confusing defenders and creating gaps. The midfield's ability to control the tempo is crucial to making this system click. They drive defensive transitions, keep possession moving, and unlock attacking moves. This is where Scott McTominay's arrival made a huge difference. His athleticism, defensive work rate, and a knack for making deep runs has helped Napoli transition from a 3-5-2 to a more aggressive and fluid 4-3-3. Every great system needs a heartbeat. For Napoli, the heartbeat is their midfield trio of Andre Frank Zambo Anguissa, Stanislav Lobotka, and McTominay. Conte's tactical tweak has allowed them to dominate games, providing the perfect balance of defensive stability, ball retention, and attacking drive. Lobotka plays the role of the deep-lying orchestrator, dictating the tempo and recycling possession. Whether under pressure or in open space, his composure and ability to pick the right pass ensure Napoli stays in control. Lobotka has Anguissa and McTominay ahead of him operating as free number 8s, breaking defensive lines, supporting the attack, and making well-timed runs into the box. Their influence has been crucial to Napoli's resurgence. Both players have already delivered in key moments, and one that quickly comes to mind is Napoli's thrilling 3-2 win against Atalanta. In that game, McTominay's trademark late run earned him a goal, while Anguissa's 2 assists proved his creative importance in Conte's setup. And talking of Scott McTominay, he has been nothing short of a revelation since swapping Manchester for Naples. After being found surplus to requirements at United, he decided to embrace a fresh challenge in Serie A, and under Antonio Conte's guidance, he has flourished. Napoli stacked him up for £25.7 million, and it's safe to say that investment is paying off handsomely. As Napoli pushes towards reclaiming the Serie A title, McTominay has been a driving force in their resurgence. With 7 goals in 20 starts, plus 3 appearances off the bench, he has added an extra dimension to Napoli's attack, something the team desperately needed. And he's not alone in the Premier League acquisitions by Napoli. His fellow Scotsman Billy Gilmour is another player who has traded life in England for Italy. The former Chelsea man is the youngster with the most minutes in Conte's team. But what is life as a youngster in Conte's team, you ask? Conte has never been the type of manager to throw young players straight into the deep end unless he believes they are fully ready for the demands of his system. His focus has always been on winning now, and that often means prioritizing experience over youth. That being said, Billy Gilmour has been the exception. At just 23, the Scottish midfielder has earned Conte's trust, featuring in 17 games so far this season. His technical ability, work rate, and tactical intelligence have made him a valuable asset in Napoli's midfield, where he has seamlessly slotted into the rotation alongside Anguissa, Lobotka, and McTominay. As for the likes of Rafa Marin, Luis Hassa, and Claudio Turri, their time will come, but only when Conte feels they can contribute without disrupting the team's balance. Given how competitive Napoli's squad is, breaking into the first team under Conte is no easy feat, especially when you consider how demanding the boss's style of play is. Do you want an idea of how demanding that style is? Let's start with pressing. Pressing is a key feature in Napoli's defensive strategy. The front three lead an aggressive high press, hunting in packs to disrupt the opposition's build-up. Behind them, the midfield trio tightens passing lanes, making it difficult for teams to play through the center. The defensive line stays high, squeezing space and assisting in counter-pressing. If Napoli loses possession, they swarm the opposition immediately, aiming to recover the ball before a counterattack can even begin. This aggressive counter-pressing serves 2 purposes. It keeps Napoli in control of the game and creates attacking opportunities in dangerous areas. Winning the ball high up in the pitch allows them to transition instantly, catching opponents off guard before they can reorganize their defense. Since Napoli defends with many players high up the pitch, they often have numerical superiority when regaining possession. This enables them to launch counterattacks with multiple runners, creating 3v2 or 4v3 situations against unprepared defenses. The combination of speed, direct passing, and numerical advantage makes them one of the most lethal counterattacking teams in Serie A. Now, before we go on, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It helps us a lot and ensures us you don't miss out on more tactical breakdowns like this. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest reasons for Napoli's success this season: their offensive transition. Whether it's a quick ball to Lukaku, a driving run from McTominay, or Neres bursting down the wing, every counterattack is designed to stretch and overwhelm the opposition. As soon as the ball is won, the wingers dart into space. Midfielders push forward to offer passing options, and Lukaku positions himself to either receive a long ball or drag defenders away. This movement creates overload, forcing defenders into tough decisions. If they press, Napoli can play in behind. If they sit back, they invite pressure. Conte's system thrives on these rapid transitions. His Napoli side is built not to just control possession, but to strike fear into opponents with their ability to turn defense into attack in seconds. It's a relentless style of play that forces teams to stay constantly alert because the moment they lose the ball, Napoli is already sprinting toward their goal. And if there's one player who has defined Napoli's attacking play this season, it's Romelu Lukaku. With Victor Osimhen leaving the club, Antonio Conte wasted no time in calling an old friend. Having worked with Lukaku during their title-winning campaign at Inter, Conte knew exactly what he was getting, and the big Belgian has delivered. With 10 goals and 9 assists so far, Lukaku has been Napoli's attacking anchor. His blend of strength, intelligence, and technical skill makes him one of the perfect focal points for Conte's system. Defenders struggle to handle him. When they get too close, he shrugs them off. When they back off, he turns and drives at goal. But beyond his own goal scoring, it's his hold-up play that has truly elevated Napoli's attack. Lukaku's ability to receive the ball under pressure allows Napoli's midfielders and wingers to make dangerous runs into space. His presence draws defenders out of position, opening up gaps for players like McTominay and Politano to exploit. Whether it's laying off passes, flicking on headers, or simply holding up play to allow support to arrive, Lukaku is the glue that holds Napoli's front line together. There's no doubt that Conte has completely transformed Napoli this season. Unlike his past teams that relied on rigid defensive setups and wingbacks, he's shown that he can also be adaptable. Now, as we hit the business end of the season, Napoli is right in the mix of the Scudetto, going head-to-head with Inter and Atalanta. Whether they lift the trophy or not, one thing is clear. Conte has brought the fight back to Napoli, and they're not backing down. We'll be calling it a day here. But what a journey it's been breaking down Antonio Conte's Napoli and how he's transformed them into title contenders. His tactical shift, his relentless demand for discipline, and the way he's turned players like McTominay and Lukaku into key figures have all played a huge role in their resurgence. But will it be enough to secure the Scudetto? That's the big question. What do you think? Can Napoli go all the way and snatch the title from Inter Milan? And how does Conte's Napoli compare to previous teams like Chelsea, Juventus, or Inter? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And don't go anywhere just yet. Click on the next video for more exciting football content. See you there.